Okay, so my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So first of all, I'll give you the description of your task 2, which is data manipulation with pandas. Okay, and description in this task involves using the pandas library to manipulate data, and your responsibility is to load a CSV file into a pandas data frame, and you have to perform operations like filtering data based on conditions, handling missing values, and you have to calculate summary statistics. Okay, so this is your description of your task. So now I'm going to show you the Jupyter screen. Okay, so this is your task code. Okay, so in this your first task is to import the pandas library into your Jupyter notebook. Okay, you have to import pandas as PD. Pandas is important library you have to import because there are many inbuilt functions in your pandas. For example, import, describe function. So these are, and for read writing you have to import the panda library. Okay, so these all are the functions are inbuilt in your pandas library. So here is your syntax to import the pandas library, which is import pandas as pd. Okay, now your second task is to load a csv file into your Jupyter notebook. That csv file, that data set, okay, you have to load in your Jupyter notebook so that you can use your data set and you can make a stats of your data set. So how to load a CSV file? First, you have to make a variable name, any variable name you can choose. Okay. Then you have to do equals to, then pd.read underscore CSV function you have to use. Okay. So after using this function, you have to apply the parentheses, and in between the inverted commas you have to copy the location part of your file. Okay, so how to copy this location part? Okay, zoom the screen, just wait. Is it okay or more? Is this
Yes, ma'am. Now it is okay.
is that okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Okay, so I'm going to repeat again. Okay, so in your task 2, first of all you have to import the panda library into your Jupyter notebook. Import pandas as pd. This is your syntax, okay, for importing. Now second task is to load a csv file into your Jupyter notebook. So how to load a csv file? You have to make any variable name first, then equals to sign, pd.read underscore csv function you have to use, and inside the parentheses and in between the inverted commas you have to copy the location, you have to paste the location of your file. So how to copy and paste that location file into your Jupyter notebook? First you have to go in your desktop. Okay, and you have to go in the downloads part where your csv file is downloaded. Okay, so my file is here. Okay, see, data cleaning and pre-processing. Okay, after clicking this you have to click right click on this. Okay, then you have to go on properties part, this properties part you have to click this, and this kind of page will going to occur on your desktop. Okay, so you have to copy this location part first. Okay, this location part you have to copy and you have to paste it here. Okay, this is your location part. Then after downloads you have to use double slashes and also double slashes in between these. Okay, see, double slashes. Okay, and after putting the double slashes after the downloads, then you have to copy this title part. Okay, then you have to copy this title part and you have to paste it here. See, here, till here. Okay, and in the end don't forget to write the .csv. Okay, because this is your csv formatted file, so you have to use .csv in the end. Okay, so how to load a csv file? You have to first go into your desktop where is your file is downloaded. Okay, then you have to click on properties part, then this kind of page will going to be occur. Then you have to copy, then you have to copy this location part first. Okay, and you have to paste it here. Then you have to use double slashes in between, and after that you have to copy this title part and you have to paste it here. Then don't forget to add .csv in the end. Okay, So this is, yes, so by using this method, you have to load the CSV file into your Jupyter notebook. Okay. Now comes the type info function. So basically we will first analyze our variables. Okay. So for analyzing our variables, for analyzing our data set, we're going to use some of the functions. Okay. So here first function tells the type of our data set. Okay. This data is the variable name. Okay. In which we have load our CSV file. So it will tell you first the type of your data set, which is pandas.core.frame.data frame. Then comes the another function, which is info function. Okay, so this info function will give you the concise summary of your data set, means the name of your all columns and some of the rows. So it is showing you the top 5 rows and bottom 5 rows and all the column names. Okay, observation, y, kappa, chip rate. These all are the column names that are present in our data set. Okay, also it will show you how many rows and how many columns are there. Okay, so 324 rows and 23 columns are there in our data set. Okay, now comes another function, which is describe. Okay, describe function will tell you the descriptive statistics of your data set. Okay, means it will tell you what is the count, min, std, min, 25%, 50%, 75% max is of your all column. So it will give you these answer of each column, like y kappa count, y kappa column count is this, chip rate column count is this, chip rate mean count is this. Okay, like so it will give you the descriptive statistics. Okay, now comes the another function, which is drop underscore duplicate. Means till here we have till this function we have analyzed our variable that these uh, these are column names, and yeah, so these are column names and these kinds of rows and columns are, this number of columns and rows are present in our data set, and this is the descriptive statistics of our data set. Now what we have to do, we have to clean our data set. Okay, so for cleaning our data set, first step is to remove the duplicate rows. Okay, you know the meaning of duplicate, which is the row which is create more than one time. Okay, so we have to remove the duplicate rows. So for removing the duplicate rows, we have to use dot drop underscore duplicate function, duplicates function. Okay, so after using this function, all your duplicate rows will going to be deleted or removed from your data set. Okay, so here is your result, which is data. Okay, so here is your result after deleting all the duplicate rows. So how to check this? You are seeing that 301 rows and 23 columns are there. Previous, the rows were 324 rows and 23 columns. So rows are reduced by some number. So it means all the duplicate rows is removed from our data set. Okay. Now we'll check. First cleaning part is done. Now we'll check whether our data set containing the null value or not. Okay. Basically, I'll tell you first that what is null values. Okay, null values are basically the empty values. Okay, the empty space in your data set means, see, this is your null values, that this nan values are your null values. Basically empty value, there is no value in particular this row of your chip rate column. Okay, so this is your null value. So we have to handle this null values because it can alter your accuracy, okay, of your data set. So we have to handle it, we have to remove this, or we have to handle this missing values. So first of all, we will check whether there are null values or not. So how to check? We are going to use data.isNull function. Okay, isNull will give you answer in boolean form, which is in true or false. So it will show you true if there are null values, otherwise it will show you false. Okay, so after applying this function, here is your answer, which is true, 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 means these are null values, rest all are false, means all are not null values. Okay, and these are true, means there are also null values. Okay, see, so yes, so is null function will give you this. Now we'll check. Now we'll use the function, which is isNull.sum. Okay, so this isNull.sum function will sum the null values in your particular column, and it will tell you how many null values are present in your particular column, in each column. Okay, so there are 0 null values in observation and y kappa column. There are 4 null values in chip rate column. There are 14 null values in your BFCM ratio. Like so on, it will give you how many total null values present in your particular column. Okay, this is null dot sum function. Okay, now we'll head towards our another function which is not null, data dot not null. So basically dot null is just the opposite of the is null function, means it will give you true if the values are not null, then it will give you false if your values are null. Okay, so it's just the opposite of the is null function. Okay, so now comes the is null dot sum function. So here two sums comes. It means it will sum all the total null values present in your data set and it will give you the answer. Okay, means 352 are total null values present in our data set. Means after adding all these null values, total are 352 null values present in our data set. Okay, so from yes, from here from here to here, we have analyzed that there are null values for sure in our data set. Okay. Now the task comes to handle our null values. Okay. So there are three methods for handling our null values. First method is your fill NA. Fill NA function you have to use means fill null values. Okay. Then you have to use in the parenthesis value equal any value that you want to be filled in the place of null value. So here I've taken the 0. Okay, means 0 value is going to be added in the place of null values. Okay, so after sorry, so after showing you see, so after running this syntax, here is your result. Now all null values is replaced by the 0 integer part. Okay, so this is your 0 number. Okay, now if we check that data2 dot is null dot sum is 0 here, means there are no null values present in our data set. Okay, there are no null values present in our data set, all are filled by the 0 number. Okay, so this is your first method for filling null values. Now comes the now comes the second method which is forward filling and third method which is backward filling. So first of all we'll look our data set. Okay, original data set. Okay, now we'll look, first of all we'll look our original data set. Okay, see here are null values in forward filling. Second method is forward filling and third is backward filling. Okay, so in forward filling, just see my cursor, 15.167 value, this value will come here, here and here too. In forward filling means filling forward. Okay, means filling forward. And in backward filling, this value which is 14.308, this value will come here, here and here. This means backward fill. Okay, filling in the backward direction. So this happens due to the forward filling and backward filling. These are the another methods for filling your null values. Okay, so for forward filling you have to use that fill NA function, that same fill NA function. Okay, but in the parenthesis you have to use method equal pad. Okay, for forward filling. And after running this query, then here you see that 15.167 value is here, here and here too. Okay, now this is your backward filling. Rest all other syntaxes are same, but in the place of pad here you have to use bfill for backward filling. Okay, and here your result is 14.308 value is here, here and here. Okay, so till here we have learned the three methods for filling your null values. Okay, first is this, you have to fill any value. Okay, value equals 0 and that value that you're going to put here will be going to place in the will be going to set in the place of null values. Okay, so here is your 0 0 and this is your second method which is forward filling, means this value is forward fill here, here and here. Okay, and this is your backward filling, means this value is filled backward direction. Okay, to fill the null values. Okay, so till here we have handled our missing values. Okay,
Can you
now
once show backward fitting?
sorry,
Backward fitting.
backward filling, this is your backward filling. See, basically in backward filling, okay, I'll tell you. Okay, see this our original data set, okay, and these are the null values. Okay, so in forward filling, just see my cursor. In forward filling, that the which is above the null values, which is 15.167 value, this value will going to become here, here, and here. Okay, this is your forward filling. And in backward filling, this value 14.308 will come here, here, and here. Okay, so this is your backward filling and this is your forward filling. Okay. Okay, and for forward filling you have to use method equal pair. Okay, and for backward filling you have to use method equal b. Okay, so till here we have handled our missing values. Okay, now our thing is to clean our data set more. Okay, so now we'll clean our data set more by detecting the outliers. Okay, so first of all, for transforming our data set more, we have to import the basic library. Okay, so we'll import first numpy library, import numpy as np. Okay, so basically numpy library we have to import for handling our numeric data. Okay, so these all are the numeric data. Okay, and comes the second library, which is from skyby import stats. Okay, skyby is another cool library, okay, which is used for mathematical problems, okay, and for statistics. So there are many inbuilt functions in your skyby library, which is statistics, regression, and etc. From skyby we have to import stats. Okay, now we have to first import the necessary libraries for transforming your data more. Now for cleaning your data set more, we have to detect means we have to remove the outliers by the method using IQR. Okay, so first of all, what is outliers? Okay, so outliers are basically the unwanted data that we don't want in our data set because they can alter your accuracy, your result. Okay, so just consider a scatter plot here. Okay, so just see my cursor. Here is your y-axis of your scatter plot and here is your x-axis of your scatter plot. Okay, so scatter plot is basically a plot which is in representation of the dot. Okay, which is a dot representation plot. So here is your y-axis and here is your x-axis. Okay, and all your dots are here. But if you see your one dot is here, here, and here. Okay, so these are your unwanted dots. Means these dots are very deviated from your all majority data points. Okay, so these are termed as the outliers. So we have to handle these outliers by using the IQR method. So what is IQR? IQR full form is interquartile range. Okay, so basically it gives you the range. Okay, it gives you the basic range. Your data should be in between this range, otherwise it will going to be termed as the outlier, and by using this formula that outlier will going to be deleted from your data set. Okay, so okay, so what is IQR? IQR is the interquartile range. It tells you, it gives you the particular range, and your set data value, sorry, your data set value should be in between this range, otherwise it will going to be termed as the outlier, and we have to remove that. Okay, so first of all, IQR only works in the numeric data. Okay, all are the numeric integer data type, but if you see the observation column, here is your datetime format. Okay, so for this we have to remove observation column because your IQR will not work in this column. Okay, so for dropping a column you have to use drop function. Okay, and you have to mention that column name, which is observation. Here x is equal 1 means you are doing in the columns part. Okay, if you do here x is equal 0 means you are doing the changes in the rows. So here x is equal 1 means you are doing the changes in the columns, and here in place equal true you have to do for for committing your changes, means for making your changes permanently. Okay, so after using this function, which is draw, your observation column is deleted from your data set. Okay, you can see here is no observation column. Now we can apply the IQR method. So how to find the IQR? First IQR formula is Q1 equal data2 dot quantile, and in bracket is 0.25, and Q3 is quantile 3 is data2 quantile 0.7, and your IQR is Q3 minus Q1 and print IQR. So these are all the IQR of your particular column. Okay, so this is the IQR of your Y kappa column. This is the IQR of your chip rate column. This is the IQR of your BFCM ratio. Okay, it tells, yeah, so it tells you that your data value should be in between 25th to 75th percentile. Okay, your data set value should be in between this one. Okay, otherwise it will termed as the outlier. Okay, so this is your IQR of each column of or particular column. Okay, now this is your proper method by using the IQR to remove the outlier. Okay, so it says you that if your data 2 is less than this formula, which is Q1 minus 1.5 into IQR. Okay, so this is 1.5 into IQR is basically setting the walls. Okay, setting the walls of your data values. And this says if your data is less than this formula, or if your data is above than this formula, dot any function just check that this formula will work only in the appropriate columns, in the appropriate values, not on the all columns. Okay, so any function will check this, and x is equal 1 again means in the columns part. Okay, so this formula says that if your data is less than this formula or greater than this formula, then it's going to be termed as outlier, and it will going to be automatically removed from the data set. Okay, so after running this formula, this is your complete data set, a clean data set. Okay, so yes, so this is your clean data set. Now this is your descriptive statistics. By using the describe function, you can check the descriptive statistics. So this is your descriptive statistics of your clean data set, proper clean data set. Okay, so yes, this was all your task 2. What you have to do in this, first of all, I'll give you brief once again. You have to first import the pandas library, then you have to load a CSV file into your Jupyter notebook, then you have to use some of the function for analyzing your variables, okay, of your column of your data set. Then you have to clean your data set. Your first step is to remove the duplicate rows by using the this function, which is drop underscore duplicates. Then you have to check whether there are null values or not by using these functions. Okay, so if there are null values, yeah, so if there are null values, then you have to handle it, and there are three methods for handling the null values. So first method is this, which is fill NA. You have to fix the value here, value equals 0, and that value is going to be placed in the place of null values. Okay, so this is first method. This is your second method. You have to use method equal back. This is your forward filling, and this is your bfill, which is your backward filling. Okay, till then you have handled the missing values. Then you have to transform your data set more. You have to import the necessary libraries again, which is numpy for handling numeric data and scipy for importing the stats. Okay, then you have to detect the outlier using IQR. Outlier is the unwanted data that we don't want in our data set, and IQR is basically interquartile range. It gives you the range, particular range, and that range is fixed for every data set. Okay, and if your data set value is not in this range, then it will termed as the outlier, and we have to remove that outlier. Okay, so IQR works only in the numeric data set, but this is your date time, so we have to remove this by this using this syntax. Then this is your IQR formula, and this is your fixed formula by using the IQR to remove the outlier. Okay, and this is your clean data set descriptive statistics. Okay, so yes, I hope your task 2 is